What's up, everybody? This is Presto,
CorporalNosaj.
and you are listening to episode 98 of the Nintendads podcast. Our favorite games across every genre that we can possibly think of.
And I'm sure
This is
there are genres that we thought we forgot, so hang tight.
This is the most roundup of roundups episode. We did a survey way back last year at a CleezaCon. Shout out DM Tales. And we thought we should do an episode where we talk about every genre and what we think the best game or our personal favorite game in that genre is. And that's this episode. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while.
It's what Presto likes to call an evergreen episode.
It is an evergreen episode. I didn't make that up. That's a term. That's an existing term. We are industry plants for sure. We're secretly being paid by Nintendo to shit talk their online services for the last 5 years. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Speaking of 5 years, we are going to be celebrating our 5-year anniversary with episode number 100 later this month. I believe we're going to do it on the 25th, right? We need to do an episode next week, which will be episode 99. And then we'll be at good old episode 100.
Yeah.
Crazy. But we got a lot to get. We got a lot to get through.
Work we have to do to get to build the planning for episode.
Oh God. I mean, it's it's kind of your problem. I mean, it was your idea.
It's your problem. It was your idea.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, though, what are you playing these days, Corporal? Besides Hurricane Survivor Simulator.
I was about to say that or work-life balance MOBAs. What have I been playing? I'll be honest with you. I don't always, on my free time, play the games that I am streaming privately.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Usually if I'm playing a game, I'm streaming it, and that's it. Hands off. I don't play it any other way.
Yeah, there's stream games and there's the games you play.
Spooky, welcome in, man. But I found myself playing the Zelda game.
Oh,
the Wisdom.
There we go. That perfect timing on Spooky's part, because Spooky, I did convey your message that Echoes of Wisdom is your favorite game in the series. To which Corporal said, "What?" And I'm like, "That's what I said."
But yeah, I'll be honest with you. That is. Wow, sorry, distracted.
Triforce Kingdom gaming.
Yeah. Echoes of Wisdom. So I took the approach of trying to break the game, using all of the different echoes that I have learned to expand my reach throughout the map into areas that I don't have access to because of the story hasn't there yet. So I have been trying my best to unlock the map without following progression, like I did with Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we just finished it on stream too. It's such a... also, Corporal, could you turn your audio up? Presto's a lot louder than you.
I mean, that's just generally true.
I am a quiet man compared to Preston.
How is the audio on? I think you just need to bring your mic closer.
I mean,
good old Mike.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, baby?
There we go. Now we can service our ASMR listeners. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're liking the game a little better.
I enjoy the game. I enjoy the concepts of it. I don't think it scratches my Breath of the Wild itch, but it definitely is a great game. I'm curious, Spooky, did you play Link's Awakening, and what are your comparisons of the two? Because they are two very similar games. And I will forever continue to say Nintendo did a disservice to the world by not making Zelda herself a playable character in other versions of the series
in Tears of the Kingdom.
She should have been in
Tears of the
Kingdom.
Yeah, she should have been the main character in Tears. I very much agree. I would actually have made it more than a couple hours into Tears if that were the case.
Tears of the Kingdom should have had playable Zelda. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair. I have been playing Monster Hunter World. I finally beat Iceborne, so I am officially 100% through, not 100%, but I'm through the story. I'm in the end game. I found Hammer, which is my go-to weapon now for World specifically. And it was great. It's good. I feel like World has finally clicked. Still don't like it as much as Rise and Sunbreak, but I feel adequately prepared for Wilds, even though we are going to restart World and play through as much as we can starting soon. But I've also, as of yesterday, been playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is great. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It's complicated. It's more complicated than I thought it was going to be. And I remember absolutely nothing from when I played the Budokai Tenkaichi series growing up. Because this is basically the 17-year later successor. It should be called Budokai 4. And I thought, I played a bunch of those games. I'm starting from zero. I don't remember anything.
Cry Kingdom says he's getting it this weekend.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Get it on PC. Get it on PC. It does not have crossplay, I don't think. So get on PC if you want to. What are you drinking on? What are you sipping? What are you slurping?
I actually don't have anything to drink at the shame because I'm a thirsty.
Me neither. I have water in our little water bottle here.
Oh, water bottle. Bottle water.
Well, I mean, it's a water bottle with our sticker on it, and then some random Splatoon stickers.
Says he's getting it on Xbox because he has 12 people.
But 12 people does not equal one of me.
That's correct.
How do you know 12 people that own a current gen Xbox? Hold on a second. That's a staggering stack.
You underestimate Cry Kingdom's ability to.
No, that's a different thing. The fact that there's 12 people that anybody knows that has a current gen Xbox. I can't think of a single person besides Tri Kingdom that has a current gen Xbox that went out and bought a current gen Xbox.
I mean, for all I know, he's walking up to customers' houses and be like, "Hey, you want to be my friend? Here's my Xbox game tag."
He's giving them away. I need people to play this. Yeah. Okay. Moving right along. The news. There's only one story worth talking about this week, and that is that Nintendo has officially announced their next piece of hardware, and it is not the Switch 2. It is an alarm clock?
Yeah, the Nintendo alarm clock. Have you seen
Alarmo?
Have you actually seen
Alarmo? I have. I mean, not in real life, but I've watched the propaganda. I mean, the commercial.
If there was, you know how there are certain things that like you can buy on Amazon and it's $12, but if you buy the name brand of said thing, it's $75
or $99 in this case.
Leatherman and North Face medical equipment are like two of the biggest victims that I can think of, where you can buy a knife or you can buy like a blood pack kit and you can get them cheaper off brand, but because you buy the name brand, it is ridiculously priced. Nintendo is notorious for this.
That is largely true. But so if you haven't seen this, it is an alarm clock that has a video screen that features Nintendo characters. It's got like Mario, like the Mario franchise. There's different characters that can come up. So like one morning it could be Mario, the next it could be Luigi, maybe it's Peach, maybe it's Yoshi. So they have the Mario games, they have Zelda, they have Pikmin, they have Splatoon, and they have the fitness, the Ring Fit fitness, which I don't know why they picked that one as like a staple brand. Like no Metroid, no Donkey Kong, no fitness. So you pick your thing, you set your timer, and then it wakes you up like an alarm clock does. But the interesting / creepy part is that the alarm clock has a sensor that tracks your movements. So it wakes you up, and then when you're rolling around in bed cursing that you can't reach it, it makes like sound effects. And like if you sit up, it makes like a power up. And then if you get up and walk out of your room, it automatically turns off. Now, if you don't get up, then it goes like berserk after a certain amount of time. And then it'll like start playing like Bowser music, or I can't think of literally any other example.
That if you have, I've got a 3D printer. So if you have an old Android phone and my 3D printer, we'll make this exact thing.
But you have that the sensor. It's got a motion sensor.
An old Android phone has a camera and a sensor in it. We're good here.
I guess.
Not to mention,
so,
I'd love to know how often the thing will sense movement in the bed, or maybe an animal going across and then just turn off.
You almost made me spit my water out all over my keyboard. It does
made some Luigi sounds, and that would have done it.
It does say, wow. It does say that if there are multiple sleepers in the bed, or you have pets, that you should turn off motion sensor mode and use button mode.
I am not going to read that comment on that.
It's got an FAQ section of 3 questions, and it's like, what is the motion sensor? Some other question, and then that question. So it's $99. And you can only buy it if you are a member of the Nintendo online service.
Of course.
So, or it's physically available if you go to the Nintendo store in New York City. Just that one. So, super weird. I don't know who asked for this. I don't know who's buying this. I don't know if it's supposed to be marketed as like a gift that you get for your kids, because I don't want to wake up to Mario sounds.
So many dirty jokes I want to think about the sensor.
I know. Save them. Tell you what, save them, write them down, and make a fridge review style TikTok, and just be like, warning, this is for 18 plus. I mean, it's TikTok, so that's kind of assumed. Yeah, that's wasn't on my bingo card for anything. Nothing at all. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode.
So just a prereference before we go any further, Presto and I have compiled different genres of video games, and then have compiled games that fit within those genres. And then we'll talk about what is our favorite game from said genre. We may list off some games that are just broadly in this genre so that you have an idea about which games we're referring to. And we're just going to specifically hit on a specific game and maybe why we like this game versus others, or what have you. There are going to be some genres that are here that we're just going to be like, that genre, that game. Peace, next. There are some genres that we're probably going to break down and dissect because of the nature of the genre. And if we don't get to your genre, or we butcher your favorite genre, I'm sorry. Grow up.
Let us know in the comments. So this is a really big one to start off with, but the first one you put on this list, because you made this list, so I'm going to blame you.
I went high. I know. I understand.
RPG, and then we have a note that we're going to differentiate between a traditional RPG and an action RPG, because they are very, very different. So what you can go for it. What's your favorite RPG of all time? That's like, that could be a whole episode by itself for some people.
Could.
For some people.
It's so could. And I already see the comment sections about MMORPGs. That is in here.
Oh yeah, MMO is a separate category on this list for sure.
Yeah, we've got a lot of categories.
Hold on, I need to. I don't always have Twitch chat open for the episodes, but I need to for this episode because I have to see. People are going to be mad. There's going to be some salt. This is going to be a salty episode.
So I'll be honest with you, we are not going to try to define the industry in which we make our podcasts in. We are simply going to go based off of what Google suggests an RPG is. So if you type into Google examples of an RPG, you get a list. And from this list, you get an idea about what it defines an RPG. I am not going to define the industry's version of an RPG, nor will I try to define your version of an RPG.
Yeah, the Google list does not really do this category justice.
It doesn't.
No. Even though my favorite RPG is on the list that comes up. But that's because I'm basic. I'm not super. Well, I'll let you go and then I'll explain myself here.
For me, is a game where you can feel like the character, or you put yourself in the character. You're role playing as a character, right?
Role playing game, yeah. It's in the name.
That's the whole point of it. So I'll be honest with you. There are certain games for me that fit other categories better. And because those games fit those categories better, I will not use them in this category. And that'll be the case for a lot of things moving forward.
Okay, that's fair.
You can do it how you want, but that's how I am going to rank this.
That's okay. I think that's a fair assessment. I don't know, because a lot of these I'm just going to go with my heart. I'm going to trust in my instincts.
So my favorite are, there's two that fit this list that I cannot walk away from, and that is Fable and Mass Effect.
Fable.
The Fable series has a special place in my heart.
Okay, I've never played it.
Really?
We're gonna have this conversation about 10 times where you're gonna say your favorite game or I'm gonna say my favorite game, and the other person's gonna go, "Oh, I never played that game." And the other person's gonna go, "What is wrong with you, you uncultured swine?"
Presto, I think you should maybe have a notepad up or whatever and make a list of these games so that we can maybe talk about them on a future episode, or break these things down, or force each other to try them on stream.
Brother, my backlog is like Encyclopedia Britannica at this point. No Fallout? No Fallout. For RPG.
Fallout is definitely up there. But
I was, in my mind, I thought you were going to say Mass Effect. Yes, I know you're a massive Mass Effect fan. But you also, I just realized you still have the graphics for Space Marine and the MvC collection.
I totally do.
So obviously Space Marine is our favorite shooter because it's on the episode. Okay, those are both things. My favorite traditional RPG, and I liked it before it was the most popular RPG in the universe, is Final Fantasy VII. I grew up playing it. It was the first RPG I really sunk my teeth into. I have the strategy guide somewhere back there. I love it. It's great. Shout out to Golden Sun, because I also played that one. And shout out to the original Pokemon Blue, which is sitting right there, because that's an RPG. Pokemon's an RPG.
Yeah, okay.
That counts. It's kind of its own category of like monster catching RPG, but it's an RPG nonetheless. Now, what about action RPGs?
So, I am actually going to let you take this.
Because technically, like Diablo would be considered an action RPG, right? Dragon's Dogma, an action RPG. Technically, Monster Hunter is an action RPG. And that is where the lines get kind of muddied for me.
Yeah.
Because I love games with RPG elements. I love games that I can play and level up and get experience points and learn new abilities, such as Dragon's Dogma and Dragon's Dogma 2, because I really like both of those games. Even though they're action RPGs. I think overall I definitely like action RPGs more than traditional RPGs. Golden Sun was dope, right? The Witcher. Is that it now? Is Witcher an RPG or an action RPG? Probably an action RPG, right?
Yeah. But also, like, because we also have adventure games.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy, an action RPG?
Phenomenal game.
What is it? We don't know.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest, yes. I never played Dragon Quest. Yeah, I would say obviously if we're talking action RPGs, it's going to be Monster Hunter for me. Easily. Like not even close. What about for you, action RPG? It's kind of a loosey-goosey genre when you start thinking about it.
Yeah, that's some of the reason why I like it's hard to break that down, and I need examples in order to really like call that out, because if you were to type in examples of action RPG, Witcher and Fallout come to the top of the list in the Google search. That's what we're using.
Interesting that Fallout is an action RPG. I don't know about that. I don't know, Google.
And I'll be honest with you, because I am using Google to define our definitions here so that we don't get ambiguity of everybody's opinions, because I knew this would happen, which is why I had to choose a source material. I think 5 steps ahead. I would put the action RPG as thing Fallout would be.
Okay.
Fallout and Skyrim would be my action RPG.
Oh, Skyrim. I forgot about Skyrim. Yeah.
I mean
Skyrim is probably, but then again, a lot of people are like, Skyrim is the best RPG ever, and they don't have that little action modifier. So
now
it's a thick.
Google also says Hades is considered an action RPG, but I put that in a different
category. Google, you're drunk. Go back to California with that bullshit. Hades
is on this list, which is why.
Now, Minecraft Dungeons, yes, because Minecraft Dungeons is a Diablo-like game, and Diablo is an action RPG.
Diablo's on this. So, I mean,
yeah, I said Diablo's an action RPG for sure.
So
it's not.
RPG would be Fable, Mass Effect. Action RPG would be Fallout, Mass Effect, and that's honestly me splitting hairs.
Yeah, but it's interesting because action RPG Diablo falls under, but Monster Hunter also falls under. But they are not similar in any way.
Yeah.
Right? Other than you hit things and numbers come out. Like, I don't know. But yeah, for me, Final Fantasy VII and Monster Hunter, for sure. God of War, no. God of War is adventure.
Yes.
Right?
100%.
Action adventure, which is not our next category, but it's we're almost there. Simulation. Now this one's tricky because we do have racing on this list, and we do have I added a space game on this list, which I think simulation, like that definitely you can have that. Although if you look up Google Farming Simulator Farming Simulator 22? There's been 22 Farming Simulator games?
So the other reason why I separated action adventure and adventure game, because if you were to just search adventure game, you get other things like Batman, The Walking Dead, Myst, Indiana Jones, like Return to Monkey Island. Like you're starting to get Spider-Man. You're starting to get more obscure things that are on the outer edge of the adventure category. That's why I broke them up.
I think the main takeaway of this entire episode is that Google does not know more about video game genres than we do.
I mean, fair.
Grandia, yeah, another one that I've heard great things about but have never played. So simulation. What is your favorite simulation game? I don't know how to answer this because it's going to be the same.
Okay, I was trying to figure out where the hell did
simulation. I'm going to have different answers depending on, because I have a favorite racing game, I have a favorite space game, and again, either of those. I take it back. Tri-Kingdom.
I have a racing category.
I know. No, I take it back. My favorite simulation game, Tri-Kingdom put Goat Simulator.
Oh my god.
Well, are you saying Goat Simulator, or are you saying Grandia is the goat? Because that could be interpreted 2 different ways. My favorite simulation game is Untitled Goose Game.
Okay.
What's yours? Yes, Goat Simulator. Yeah, Goat Simulator is good, but Untitled Goose Game is...
So, when I think of simulation games, I think of things like Microsoft Flight Simulator, or...
Who has the hard drive space to install that game?
I mean, I do, but... Or you can go in the other direction, and you can be like world building simulator, like cities and skylines.
Oh, that's a fair point. Like Sim City.
Yeah.
Yeah, the word sim is in there, isn't it?
Yep. So that depends on your viewpoint of how you identify simulator game. I think that things like city skylines or Typhoon Builder. What was it?
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Typhoon Builder. That hurricane did a number on you. That's what you've been playing, is Typhoon Simulator.
I think those types of games sort of branch off into their own category when we talk about simulation games. The simulation games should be pure simulation. Things like Crossroad Trucker Simulator or Flight Simulator. So for me, like there's Railway Empire that's on here. Like that's a deep dive into a very specific simulation, right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I say simulator, I'm thinking of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Okay, that's your favorite. That's your pick.
Out of this list, yes.
How much did Ascension pay you to say that?
He's currently got me signed up for a militia, so he's got me deep into the Kool-Aid.
Is he having you practice shooting backwards, like with Nerf guns, while you're playing Flight Simulator?
Yes.
The full experience.
Yes.
You moved racing up. Okay, yes. Cool. Racing.
It makes sense since we're having this conversation. Yes.
So, yeah.
When we take simulation games and we break that up into the next logical category, there are so many racing games out there. So I wanted to bring this into.
Here, we'll put space games under here and just get it all out of the way.
I am going to get a list. Match this category.
So obviously, favorite racing game for both of us has to be Mario Kart.
I mean, sure.
That's a joke. We like to joke. It is absolutely not Mario Kart.
That's a dad joke if I ever heard one.
I think my favorite racing game. It is a toss up. It is a toss up between, probably between Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Ooh, That was a good racing game. I will be.
And Forza Horizon 5. I think that's.
I honestly think that Need for Speed is a personal favorite of all.
Or no, not Need for Speed Most Wanted. What was the one that we played on stream? Was it Most Wanted 2?
It was
Which one was it? We played a ton of it. I don't remember because it was on. I played it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Fate Maker, help us.
It was Night and Day or some nonsense.
Fate Maker, yeah, it was when you did races by day and then you got chased by the cops at night. I'm so embarrassed that I don't know the name of it.
I have it uninstalled, so it's not even on my desktop anymore.
I mean, I haven't played it for a long time. Ew, Daytona 500. Get out of here. No.
So I mean, you could make the argument that there are so many racing simulators.
Heat. Thank you. Need for Speed Heat.
Thank you. Yep.
That is it. Oh, because there's the whole Heat system where you get Heat. Yeah. Need for Speed Heat is amazing. From a simulation standpoint, it's Forza Horizon 5 because that is more of a simulator, while Need for Speed Heat is more arcadey and racing. But I think
if you go back to Nintendads Speed, our speed racing episode, we broke down this genre into its own subcategory. There is true simulators where like you need to have the seat and the wheel and you need to have everything torqued exactly right. Operate that sim properly, because it will break down to the torque of the tires and the heat of the tire and how it'll grip the asphalt driving.
Yeah,
that's a true simulator.
That's simulator.
All the way
yeah.
over to your Mario Karts or Crash Bandicoot Racing or DK Racing, right? They are.
Where is Diddy Kong Racing?
Right.
That might have made the list if it was playable in 2024.
But
what do you have for your top racing?
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed. Yeah. How about space games?
So you
if you say Starfield, this episode is over.
You added space games to this list, so I had to ask Google what is now when you think about simulator games and you think about racing games, think about realistic simulation versus outlandish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not many games that exist that are realistic space simulation.
Elite Dangerous.
Okay.
Have you played Elite Dangerous?
I know of Elite Dangerous. That's probably
Elite
the
Dangerous
only game on this list that you could actually say.
Playing Elite Dangerous in VR is the most motion sick I have ever been, and I have never been motion sick for VR after I played it. It is gnarly. It is not my favorite.
It's still out there as far as realism, but it's good.
I have an easy answer, but you go ahead.
So I'll be honest with you, if you were to Google this, Destiny 2 comes up on this list. I will not put Destiny 2 on
Google.
I will not.
This is why you can't use Google as a source.
Also, Mass Effect is on this list. So, yet again, you have to pick and choose your genre definition.
Well, Star Fox 64 should be on the list then, shouldn't it?
The only true answer to this is No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Easy, free. It's for free. You might as well have put simulation games, racing games.
No Man's Sky.
What's your favorite No Man's Sky expansion? Like, because that's basically what we're talking about. No Man's Sky is competing with itself.
Yep.
When it comes. Planet Side.
It's not good. That's
Astroneer.
Okay.
Astroneer.
Yeah.
Outer Wilds, also a space game.
I mean, Alien.
The Outer Wilds
is considered a space game.
I would put that as a horror game if you
I
had
agree.
to give it a primary thing. What's next? Action adventure. Why can't we just have some straightforward genres? Why did you put all the ambiguous ones together?
Because we were going to get more granular as we went.
Oh,
I knew this.
Action adventure game. Oh, EVE Online. Yes, that is super true. But is EVE Online? Well, I guess that's an even split between space and MMO.
So for me, action adventure games is like The Last of Us or Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. Or The Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda is on every list.
I mean, it's every genre.
It is. It really is. At least according to Google.
I mean, if you could put Zelda on this list, you could put Monster Hunter on this list again, right? Because I don't play. This is exactly why I became disinterested with PlayStation as a console, because I feel like PlayStation, specifically PlayStation 4 and 5, their main meat and potatoes is this genre, and I don't care about this genre at all. Because this is primarily single player, it's primarily very linear, and it's just like
where I tend to thrive.
I know. So you thrive. You thrive. I'll sit here and
you literally
look pretty.
click on this link that I have set up for what Google dictates as examples of action adventure games. Played. Didn't play. Played.
I am gonna go back, and I'm gonna make a slight. Well, I just I'm looking through my Steam library to see games that I'm forgetting about. And there's one game on this list that is one of my favorite games. It is a top 10, probably top 5 game for me. Okay. And I don't know where to put it because it's probably under RPG. Cyberpunk 2077.
I thought that was going to be your RPG game. I genuinely did. It fits that category. I thought that's what your RPG game was going to be. Next to Final Fantasy, I understand why you didn't pick it. But
I'm going to say Cyberpunk is tied with Final Fantasy 7.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's tied. But I'm also going to say that I'm just going to put it in the spot for action adventure game because why not?
Yeah.
Because I don't play action adventure games very often, so
the reason why I broke action adventure games separate from basic adventure games, because like I was saying before, there are things like Life is Strange, The Walking Dead, The Mist. You can argue Mist is more of a puzzle game or a walking simulator game, so there's that. But like Kentucky Route Zero, like there's all sorts of different things.
Where would I mean, I guess Castlevania would be an RPG? What is Metroid? Is Metroid an action adventure game? Maybe. I don't really know.
Castlevania.
It's gonna say it
says it's a gothic horror action adventure game.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, if we can be a little more granular, my favorite action adventure game is Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Easy.
Okay.
Easy peasy. Side scroller. Yeah, side scroller. You can have side scroller action. You can have side scroller RPG. You can have side scroller puzzle.
So I have side scroller games on this list, but I don't know how you want to define them. So that's up to you.
Side scroller. I put side scroller on this list, and my intent was like side scroller beat 'em up, which maybe we should just change it to beat 'em up.
Oh.
TMNT, yes. Yeah, games like that, which is, I think that's more just beat 'em up.
Before you even change it, there's the link for it. click on it and see what you get, because
Oh my gosh. I really thought it was going to be Rickroll.
I should have done that.
But I see like Super Mario 3 on this list, and Super Mario 3 is a platformer.
You've got Cuphead, you've got
Nice
Dead
try,
Cells,
Google.
you've got Donkey Kong.
Dead Cells. Oh my god. I
Sonic
hate.
Mania,
If I had
Limbo.
stock in Google, I would sell it after this damn episode. Okay, we're spending more time talking about the genres than we are about the games. What is your favorite action adventure game / adventure game?
Back to this list. Oh, I've already said this is Last of Us or Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. I like that. Solid answers. Favorite puzzle game?
That's why I have these lists put together. So,
favorite puzzle game.
Puzzle games, you could argue that Tetris falls into the same realm as Portal, right? So,
yeah,
you can play this
Minesweeper. Minesweeper. That's my answer.
If we're going to talk about like adventure puzzle, Portal. 100% Portal is the best puzzle game that's out there. I love me some Portal. Not to mention, I am a huge Half-Life fan. So the fact that it sits with Half-Life, I'm all about. And we can talk about this in the mobile video game section. Things like Bejeweled and Peggle are also really good.
Are they? Mine would be Tetris. Tetris is Tetris.
I would also argue things like The Mist. Remember the old 1998?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Puzzle game.
Yeah.
Although that falls more in line with walking simulator and puzzle games.
Walking simulator. That's not a genre. That's a meme.
There is another puzzle game that came out around the same time as The Mist. It was SPR, is like the Roman letters for SP. Is an abbreviation for a Latin phrase "Centus Quicquus Romius," which translates to the Senate and the people of Rome. And
what is this? Are you a Half-Life fan because you can't make it anymore? because you can make it anymore. Because they don't make it anymore?
They don't make it. They can't make it. I see where he's going. Anyway, SPQR is a murder mystery, The Mist style puzzle game.
Would you say it's a mystery?
Yes. I knew exactly what he was trying to say.
Sports game.
This is one that we're going to
sports. This is pretty obscure. Because I have two wildly different answers for sports game. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
I know exactly the only two answers that should be for any sports games whatsoever. But
okay.
I also know what your guys' past was.
Shit. No, I have three answers. I have three answers now.
Have you clicked on this list yet?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Because the number one that's at the top, that is the true answer, is...
I really hope our results are different, because...
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay, yes. Okay. That's not number one on my thing. Okay. So is yours is Tony Hawk?
So I think boxing games are top
sports. 100%.
Boxing, not wrestling. Boxing. I separate the two. Boxing games are great sports games. Love beating the hell out of something. I'm all there for it. The next sports game that I like to play, golf. Yeah, I wished for our podcast listeners that face was audible, because that was a face to die for. You should have seen Presto. He is backed away from the camera because of the pain he is feeling right now.
I need to. Ugh. I wish I had some mints. I need to go brush my teeth. Well, I have way cooler answers, so don't fret, dear viewers. So if Tony Hawk is a sports game, then Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is a sports game.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna hurt my back making that stretch, but I'm gonna stretch because Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is amazing, and I don't know where the hell it fits on this list, but it's gonna fit. I'm gonna jam it somewhere, and this is where I'm putting it. The other favorite sports game that I'm gonna put on this list, which is a sports game according to Google, is Rocket League.
So I'll be honest with you. I already knew what my answers were going to be when I made this the title for this genre.
Your answer of a golf game was premeditated. That's even worse. That's even worse.
But now that I get to see the Google results, I will say Mario Tennis should be on my list.
Mario Tennis was super legit.
Mario Tennis.
Mario, not Mario Tennis Aces, not the most recent one. No. That one was hot trash.
No, the original.
It's soccer and cars. It's sports. Yes. See, it's definitely sports. It's definitely sports. Racing, yeah. Well, racing, we give racing its own thing.
This group, but I didn't.
I have no. Okay, moving right along. Because we're not even. No, we're like halfway through this list. Shooter. Shooter.
Yet again, pew, pew. I am allowing Google to define my fate here. And we have a separate genre for first-person shooter. So don't get too bent out of shape right away. But I'll be honest with you. Doom is probably my all-time favorite shooter.
You're going to put Doom over Halo. There's no way. There ain't no way. Okay, I'm holding.
Hold on. Because Doom is probably, I think that Doom really falls into the horror shooter genre. And that's where it'll be. GoldenEye should be everyone's favorite shooter.
Yeah, except for when you go back to try and play it now.
Recently, because it's available.
Yeah, it hurts. No, it's available on the Switch, and I tried it for 2 seconds, and I'm like, this hurts me to play.
So, truthfully, Halo and Destiny, which they're the same developer, so they're the same game, are my favorite shooters. My problem with that, though, is that they are also first-person shooters. So they would then have to be my first-person title.
I guess so. Can I use Cyberpunk again? Because that's first person and you do shoot. That's the primary thing that you do is shoot.
Shooter genre yet. We're on the
this is genre. Just shooter. Well, you shoot in Cyberpunk and people shoot at you, so I'm going to do Cyberpunk twice.
So because we are doing that, I am going to say that my favorite shooter is going to be The Division and Left 4 Dead.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Gears of War is up on that list as well, but
Warhammer Space Marine 2 is a hell of a shooter.
It is. It definitely is.
I just had a thought. I just had a thought and I lost it. That's a good one. That is a good one. Give this man a prize. Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Oh. That's such a D&D shooter.
Oh, it's a shooter.
It's a shooter. Okay.
It's a shooter.
Now, I'll be honest with you, shooters.
Borderlands.
BioShock. Considered a shooter, but it's more of a first person. So
yeah. I would put
Titanfall's a phenomenal shooter.
Hawken.
Oh,
Hawken.
Yep.
R.I.P. and Spaghetti Never Forgetty. Yep. Hawken was amazing. Mech Warrior? No, Mech Warrior is simulation. Hawken's probably more simulation. Half-Life?
Half-Life is a first-person shooter. Separate genre. Since we keep flirting with the title, let's go over and flip over to the first person shooter.
Yeah, wait, is Half-Life gonna make it on this list anywhere? Because that's a crime if it doesn't, because you basically have a Half-Life tattoo on your ass at this point.
I mean, yeah. Doom, Half-Life, Halo, and Destiny are my top 4 first-person shooters.
Yes. Hey, Villa, what's going on?
Welcome in, Villa.
We are discussing our favorite games across every genre, and it is a lot more difficult than we thought because there's a lot of these genres that are not clear-cut at all.
I was never a huge Quake fan. While I've played Quake, I was never
Oh,
a Quake fan.
I like Quake. Quake 3 Arena. Oh yeah, my fingers hurt thinking about playing that game. Okay, let's move on because we're at 50 minutes and we are.
And you haven't even given us your first-person shooter answer.
I said Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Cyberpunk. 100% Cyberpunk. Yes, absolutely. Even though it is more of an RPG, it is better at being a shooter than any Call of Duty game that I've ever played.
All right. So the next genre we have is survival game.
Survival. It's easily Minecraft.
100%.
It's easily Minecraft.
Now you could make the argument that things like No Man's Sky and Enshrouded. I mean, Enshrouded is a true survival. No Man's Sky is a space survival.
Yeah, Enshrouded is definitely up there. Enshrouded is for sure up there. What category does Hitman fall under?
Yeah.
What I don't even know. I mean, I've never really played it any considerable amount, but like
I have a place for that.
Okay. Is it simulation?
No. It should be, but no. So yeah, Minecraft 100% is a great survival game.
Terraria also.
I personally think that a better title of a game for this genre is Subnautica.
Ooh, I've never played Subnautica.
Subnautica is a phenomenal game.
I've wanted to play Subnautica, but I've never played Subnautica.
So while Minecraft definitely deserves to be here, I think it's Subnautica.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Oh, Grounded, yes. Grounded and Terraria are both really good games. Yep. I do really like Enshrouded. I need to go back and play some more Enshrouded because they've done a whole bunch of updates that I haven't had a chance to check out yet. It's too many games. Too many games.
Fighting games is the next category.
Good Lord. I should have put more thought.
I told you to read this list.
I mean, Super Smash Brothers Melee and I have a long history, a long checkered past. I think Villa says, Corporal, turn your mic up.
Again, okay.
She's too soft-spoken for the people. I will say all time, it's gotta be Melee for me. I've spent too many years playing Melee. I don't play Melee now, partially because of the community, partially because of the state of the whole competitive scene.
I agree, Tri-Kingdom. That's a platform fighter.
Platform fighter, yeah, but we don't have platform fighter as a separate
we didn't
thing.
It up. You're right.
If you were gonna separate them between fighter and platform fighter, then Melee would easily be my number one platform fighter. If we're just talking about fighter,
I mean, we also could nitpick and say that my boxing games that I enjoy are considered a fighting game, but I put them in the sports section because I felt.
If you're talking about traditional fighting games, I think it would have to be Street Fighter 6. It was my game of the year last year. I have spent more time playing Street Fighter 6 than any other traditional fighting game. I did play a lot of Soul Calibur 2. I think it was Soul Calibur 2. Whatever one was on the GameCube growing up. But Yeah, Soul Calibur. But overall, if we're doing platform and regular fighter, it's gotta be Melee, baby.
So Streets of Rage is more of a side-scrolling game.
Yeah, Streets of Rage you can't put under fighting.
I really want to. Probably as close to a fighting game.
We have a beat 'em up. We have a beat 'em up category.
Yeah, I understand. Mortal Kombat is.
That's what I thought was going to be your answer.
Mortal Kombat is because if I can't use something else, Mortal Kombat is probably going to be the. And let's not forget that Lady Sage is a huge Mortal Kombat fan. You want to see her get sweaty? That's where she's going to drip her sweat from. Mortal Kombat, beat him up. That sounded horrible. I don't know why. So
he's good. The volume on here, but Twitch Corporal. Oh, Twitch, your volume is too low. Facebook, it's okay.
I just changed my settings on
OBS. Yeah, sorted. Thank you, Tom. Tekken. I have Tekken 7 because Black Ice gave it to me, but I haven't played too much Tekken. So Street Fighter 6 for traditional, Melee for platformer overall. Platform. So then platforming platforming's different.
The next title or next genre that we have on our list is
platforming.
This is where you're gonna find the Donkey Kongs, the Marios, the Segas, the Crash Bandicoots, the Spyro.
Ooh, Spyro is I thought of Spyro. Spyro's close, but I have to give it to Super Mario World. I've played more Super Mario World than anything else by a long shot.
If we're gonna base this off of what platform game have I played the most of than anything else, there's only one answer. Banjo-Kazooie.
That
There's only one answer, Banjo-Kazooie. But
I wasn't thinking 3D platformers. Banjo-Kazooie is for sure up there.
I will argue that I enjoy Crash Bandicoot and Spyro a great deal, but Banjo-Kazooie holds us back.
Banjo-Kazooie, yes. You are Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah.
Like that's the two. I would say that is your two core like personality spirit animals. You are both Banjo and Kazooie in so many ways. You both knock on the door and you pop out of the backpack. That is you.
So I'm a big cuddly asshole is what I'm hearing.
What? No. I'm just saying you're a big strong bear, but you also shoot eggs.
All right.
I mean,
according to Tri Kingdom, I'm shooting a lot of blanks right now.
I mean, the eggs that you buy at the store are only good for making omelets. That's so true. Super Mario 64, Mario Odyssey, like all the 3D Mario games.
Great, yeah.
Mario 64.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. If you go back and play Mario 64, it is amazing. But good lord,
the camera.
Mm-hmm. That's the main villain of Mario 64. It's not Bowser. It's the camera.
If Nintendo could remake Mario 64, but with a better camera, that game would outsell everything.
Yes. I mean, Mario Odyssey was also like
were you
crazy
ever a
good.
Little Big Planet fan?
No, I hopped off the PlayStation train long before that pulled into the station.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Ori. I never played it, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's good. But then now we're back to the same thing is Castlevania a platformer.
Who in this Castlevania?
Because I love Castlevania. It's really good.
So we're gonna jump on over to
Sonic 2.
You love yourself some
Sonic 2.
One game. If you've been watching us long enough, take a shot and go back to our second episode where Presto talks about what he was trapped on an island with a single game.
Yes. I just want to get faded and jam out to Casino Nights.
The next genre on our list is sandbox.
Oh,
Now,
I mean,
you can argue that Hitman, Subnautica, Red Dead Redemption, Terraria, like all of these games fall under sandbox games. But I think that the best sandbox game that's out there has to be Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is.
I wouldn't put Grand Theft Auto as
Where
a
else would you
sandbox
put it?
game. Really? I would put it in jail.
I mean, the things
I
I do in
guess
that game could never be in
technically,
jail.
I mean, it's Minecraft. It's got to be Minecraft again. I've played too much Minecraft.
There is a huge following for Just Cause series, Just Cause 3, they are phenomenal.
Yeah, they got some accolades. Yeah,
Elden Ring
it's
could argue is a sandbox game.
no, it's not. You can't argue that.
I can because Google has it on the list.
Google is on so many things. Elden Ring. I think Google is confusing open world with sandbox,
That could be.
those are different things.
Yeah.
No, it's Minecraft. It's easily Minecraft for me. MOBA.
Let's finally get over to the MOBA category.
Do we have to?
Everybody has an opinion.
Holy shit, Arena of Valor. I forgot about that game. I played a bunch of that game.
So, massive online battle arena game, MOBAs.
I like decidedly don't like MOBAs. I've played a little League of Legend. League of Legend and Dota 2 are obviously like the genre defining games here. Pokemon Unite, not too shabby.
Yeah, okay.
As far as MOBAs go.
I'll be honest with you,
Smite,
I enjoy MOBAs more than I think you do.
I think you do too. Smite, I can't say anything nice about because Starsiege Tribes Ascend died so that Smite could live, and that was not a fair trade at all, in my opinion.
Starsiege. Yep.
Tribes Ascend died so that Smite could live. Undeserved. Yeah, I mean, League of Legends, Pokemon Unite are the only ones that I've really played. I did play Arena of Valor on mobile.
I've never played League of Legends.
Don't let chat hear you say that, Corporal. I would be very careful who you tell that information to.
Never played.
Oh no.
League of Legends.
Oh. League of Legends players love to bring people to League of Legends almost as much as they hate playing League of Legends.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. Okay.
No.
I was going for a bad religious joke here.
League of Legends can be defined as misery loves company. And as soon as somebody hears you, as soon as a League player hears you say, I've never played League of Legends, their lizard brain only goes to one place. And that's, I am going to put you in the back of a trunk and take you to League of Legends, figuratively. Sometimes literally.
So I'll be honest with you, of the MOBA genre, I've only ever played Pokemon and Smite.
Pokemon Unite is good.
It is?
Pokemon Unite's pretty good.
It is?
Yeah. Okay. MOBAs.
So, to my second favorite genre of all video games.
Oh, Pal World. Pal World?
Pal World's nowhere's on this list.
Pal World is not a MOBA. I think Pal World is survival game.
Okay.
That's where that belongs. Actually, that's another one that belongs in jail after Nintendo is done with them.
So, strategy games. Now, this is where you get those Age of Empires. You also get the Risks.
The 4X games, Civ.
Yep, Civ. But it's also where you get StarCraft and Command & Conquer.
Yes, so it's easily, without even thinking about it, it's StarCraft 1
Yeah,
for me for
I
strategy. It's got to be StarCraft 1.
StarCraft 1 or Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun Red Alert. Specifically Tiberian Sun Red Alert. The expansion.
Yes.
That was
Red Alert, that was where Tim Curry had the
yes.
I'm going to the one place not tainted by democracy. Space. That clip lives in my head rent free.
Yes.
It's
If you don't know that line and you need a good laugh and you know
oh
the
my
actor Tim Curry,
god.
go to YouTube, type in Tim Curry Command and Conquer Goes to Space. That's all you need. You'll
It's
find it.
so funny because they left it in the game, but you can tell he's like an evil dictator. He's just been defeated, but he is like it's like an SNL skit. He's trying not to laugh so hard because the writing is so campy. He's like space. It's wonderful. I never really played that game, but I almost want to change my answer just because of that clip. Just for the memes. But no, StarCraft
is phenomenal. Now there
I need
was
more.
a Halo strategy game. Halo
Yeah, but who
Wars.
cares?
Halo Wars was pretty good.
You're the only person I've ever heard mention that game.
It was a pretty good game.
All right, my strategy is going to be move these through the rest of these as quickly as possible because
so we have strategy games and we've got real-time strategy games. You want to like talk about turn-based games and card games.
That's true because online card games like those are technically strategy. They're kind of their own things. Have you ever played any of the like Hearthstones, Magic the Gathering Online, Pokemon?
Pokemon and the Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap is easily my pick for this, and that's going to come up again when we go to mobile, along with another game that's not a card game. But yeah, Marvel Snap's up there.
Yeah,
I think Tri Kingdom linked the Tim Curry thing. Thank you.
that's phenomenal.
Oh, this is a good one. Massively multiplayer online games. The
MMOs.
MMO.
So, I'll be honest with you. I have not done a lot of MMO games, but I can tell you Star Wars The Old Republic is the only true answer.
What?
Yes.
About to make some people mad in the chat.
Star Wars Old Republic, best MMO ever created. That's because I'm a Star Wars.
What about Destiny?
Destiny sits in the shooter genre more than it does the MMO.
I guess. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is up there.
Yeah.
But I will not say Final Fantasy 14 for the simple fact that the account management is the worst account. If we were doing genres, I want to put terrible account management as its own genre, and it's just Final Fantasy 14. Square Enix, I know you can do great things. You need to do great things to account management. Because I have a Final Fantasy 14 account. It's got some high-level characters. Can I get into it? No. Obviously, the only real pick here is World of Warcraft. And I'm not talking about current World of Warcraft. I'm talking about like 10, 15 years ago World of Warcraft.
Gen 1. I'll be honest.
Classic. World of Warcraft Classic. That was so fun when we all played that at launch. That was like some of my favorite multiplayer gaming memories. All of us freaking out
when that came out. And I remember going to customers' houses and like sweaty nerds opening the front door being like, what are you doing here? Aren't you home? You should be downloading. Like, whoa, bro. It is. I gotta kill your buzz.
Oh my god.
But I've gotten so many friend requests from customers who I went to because they were opening the doors angry at the world because the download would crash or freeze or not open or they're stuck in queue. Oh
I remember us being on our group friend chat, and then we had like 8 people in Discord, and everybody is screaming, trying to get in. And then we finally get in, and you realize immediately why you couldn't get in, because there's 500 undead rogues trying to get out of the spawn area, just killing you couldn't even kill enemies because they would just spawn in. However, despite World of Warcraft being the absolute titan in this category, I'm going to say my personal favorite was Terra.
Okay.
Terra was amazing. Terra was Terra was the precursor for me liking Monster Hunter, because it was part action RPG MMO and part Monster Hunter, because you fought these gigantic enemies, and it was very reminiscent of Monster Hunter. We played Terra. You played Terra with me.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. My MMO game has to be DCU.
Yes. That's not the top for me, but yes. Yeah. DC Universe Online is still around somehow.
Yeah, I know.
You can kind of play it on the Switch. Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah, we had some good times. But yeah, Terra was sick. I loved Terra.
Game? You and I played this other game. It was before we got into DC.
Yeah, it was called Terra.
That's what it was?
Yeah, it was like medieval fantasy setting. Yeah, it was Terra. We played Terra together. I remember playing it with you. For sure.
You had like guns and snipers.
Oh no, you're thinking of Global Agenda.
Yes.
You're thinking of Global Agenda.
Global.
Yes. I'm sorry, this episode has devolved into us just going down like,
oh my gosh,
nostalgia trip. Global Agenda was really good.
Yeah.
Also another high-risk studio game that died an unnecessary death. Yeah.
Global Agenda.
They were supposed to make Global Agenda 2. And they didn't.
That game.
Global Agenda was really fun.
That was a good
MMO. Favorite horror game?
Horror genre. Yes.
I mean, Resident Evil 2 specifically, Resident Evil 4.
I am a huge Resident Evil fan, and
Outlast,
I will forever say Resident Evil should be at the top of the list.
Dead Space. Weren't you a big Dead Space guy?
I was just about to say, but there are only 2 names that are on this list that really deserve to be at the top. That's Silent Hill and Dead Space.
I'm gonna kill your soul right now with my answer.
Okay.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
When I made when I made this list, I had an asterisk answer that said don't include Five Nights, and I was like, no, I can't do that.
Five Nights at Freddy's scared the shit out of me more than any other game.
Kingdom Outlast is a great game.
Ever.
So is Clock Tower. Dead Space is my number 1 favorite.
Have you had a game scare you worse than Five Nights at Freddy's is the question. Like physically.
Physically, no. I will say Layers of Fear is a phenomenal game.
Oh, I forgot. I've never played it, but you've talked about it at length, and it sounds really good.
Layers of Fear is a great
You should do a Layers of Fear stream this month.
I'll do that. Either that.
You should do that.
I'll do either one.
Hell yeah, that's a solid pick. Stealth game.
Yes, and this is where Hitman comes in.
Oh, okay.
Hitman and Assassin's Creed are my stealth game choices.
The only game.
Dishonored and Thief, those are great games. Metal Gear Solid, also
Splinter Cell.
Yep.
Splinter Cell.
Hitman and Assassin's Creed.
Solid. I've never owned and played a proper stealth game. So I'm going to have to say Cyberpunk 2077 again.
That's
just
not
because I
true.
did have...
That's not true. Because
What?
you and I, according to Google, you and I have played Alien Isolation together.
We did not?
We played an alien game, an alien shooter game together. You were the alien, and you kept going invisible and kept killing me, and I kept cursing you out.
Oh, that was Alien versus Predator.
Whatever.
That was Alien versus Predator. If that counts as a stealth game, sure, yeah, Alien versus Predator. That works for me.
Hitman.
How do you remember that? That was like grade school.
It was a core memory for me.
That's when you learn that Preston is always going to try and sneak up on me. That's his thing. For how stealthy I am in real life, it's a wonder that I haven't been more in stealth games.
Yeah.
I'm so stealth that I stealth right by the stealth games. Battle Royale.
Yes. So the next title genre in our list, Battle Royale games.
Royale with cheese.
So I added this because it is becoming a very popular.
It unfortunately is.
Yeah. And there's so many game genres that are out there that are adapting a mode, Battle Royale. I mean,
yeah.
One of the previously canceled Halo games was a Halo ODST Battle Royale game. I argued to this day, when they conceived that idea, it was before PUBG became popular. Had they released that game, Halo would have been back on the top shelf of the world's best shooters. And
I agree.
Microsoft failed.
You've talked about this so many times. There's a dozen episodes where you say this exact same thing. It's like me shit talking Microsoft for messing up Minecraft. It's a classic.
The way you hate Nintendo and their rollback netcode is the way I hate Microsoft for their poor use of the Nintendo franchise.
Yeah. So what is your favorite actual Battle Royale game that was made?
You're not going to like my game. There's two.
It's Fortnite. You're going to say Fortnite.
Yep. Fortnite.
That's an acceptable answer. That's an acceptable answer.
You know what the second one is?
What?
Fall Guys.
That's right under golf. That's right under golf. I am gonna say Spellbreak. Even though it is not around anymore.
Yep.
Spellbreak was the most interesting and most fun Battle Royale game that I've played. Spellbreak was really good.
You and I played Apex Legends together. That was not a bad game. I've never played Off the Grid.
I've never played Off the Grid either. It's too much off the grid. Ooh.
I want to skip this one, and we're gonna do hack and slash first.
Okay, I can go with that. Hack and slash.
Yes.
So what? Okay. Original Devil May Cry is up there. If you're including Hades,
I was about to say Hades has to be your number one answer.
If you're including Hades, I guess I would put Hades, but Hades is more defined that it's a roguelite for me.
Okay.
But if you can include Hades in this category, then it's Hades.
Because of where I want Hades to be on my personal list.
Well, you have this weird rule where you can only mention the game each game once, so that's fine.
I'm trying to spread my love across all genres and all games. So for me, it's Devil May Cry.
Yeah, Devil May Cry, the first Devil May Cry specifically was like, I've never played a game that's given me the same. I mean, there's an animated Netflix series for Devil May Cry coming,
Is there?
Yeah, and it looks good. It looks real good.
So roguelike is the next
roguelike. Now this is tough because I have become I love roguelikes now.
My kingdom. Spread loving.
What's your favorite roguelike?
It's Risk of Rain 2.
Risk of Rain 2?
Hades is up there, but it's Risk of Rain 2.
Slay the Spire for me is really good.
Yep.
But I have to take it and I have to put it aside because it's so different, because it's the card system, it's strategy, and that's not what I play roguelikes for. Risk of Rain 2 is amazing. Hades 2 is also amazing. I mean, Hades is also amazing. Hades 2 is also very good. But I think it might have to be Dead Cells.
Wow. Okay.
It might have to be Dead Cells.
Cells is good. Good.
Blaze Blue Entropy Effect is also a really, really good roguelite. But yeah, I think Dead Cells. It's a tough call between Dead Cells and Hades. Risk of Rain 2 I also love, but I think it's between Dead Cells and Hades. Risk of Rain 1, the remake, was also really, really good.
Was phenomenal. Yeah, that was.
Yes. It's tough. It's a crowded category, but I think I have to give it to Dead Cells for me personally.
On to the next one. The one and true best genre.
I think this is the one category that I don't have an answer by any stretch, because I've never played a dating sim
If you're
before.
using my rules, you most certainly could. Because you've already said Hades, so you can't use that if you're using my rules. But you have played Baldur's Gate, and you can say that.
Ooh. I mean, if you're talking about games with romance options, it's Cyberpunk 2077 again. Because I romanced the shit out of Pan Am. And Judy on a different playthrough because she only likes girls. So
Mass Effect is got dating sim options in it.
Yes, obviously your true answer for this.
There's only one true answer for a dating sim game.
Yes, we're going to say it on 3 together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I forgot. I'm drawing a blank right now. You've got me on stage. I suddenly became scared. I'm sorry.
Here, we'll do like a bad movie dub. You just move your mouth up and down, and I'm going to dub the words. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Boyfriend Dungeon.
There you go. Boyfriend.
There we go.
Dungeon.
See, this is what friendship and partnerships are all about. It's helping each other.
There is one other dating sim that I have played that deserves as an honorable mention, and that's Coffee Cafe game.
Oh yes, Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk. That's what it is.
Coffee Talk. I've always wanted to play Coffee Talk.
I'll be honest.
I think that's
dating sims are so grungy, and grungy's the wrong word. It's the wrong.
No, grungy's the right word. Grungy's the right word.
But it is like a dumpster fire. You don't want to play them, but when you do, it's kind of hard to stop because you want to see how bad it gets.
It's the trashy romance novel of video games.
It is.
It is. Tri-Kingdoms is creepy. Okay, party game.
Party games. So
party game.
This is a genre of video games that has truthfully has been newly created in the past 5 years. With one exception. There's only one game that is the exception to that 5-year rule.
The death of friendships and controller sticks everywhere.
Yes.
Mario Party.
Yes.
Mario Party, yeah. I would say,
but since COVID, this genre has blown up.
Yes, I think my answer is Among Us.
Really?
Well,
I thought for sure it was the Jackbox.
Jackbox is on the tip of my tongue, but I got burned out on Jackbox during lockdown. I can't do Jackbox anymore.
Me and Little Red still play Among Us. Wow.
Among Us is Among
I'll
Us
be
is
honest with
fun.
you, Sushi Cat. Sushi Cat will join an Among Us game. The moment she is not the murderer, she leaves. She only wants to play if she's the murderer.
That is a future criminal. You know what we should do?
When she also puts her cereal together, she pours the milk first.
No. Stop right there.
Real talk. Real talk.
I wanna drink 6 beers in rapid succession and play Among Us VR.
Ooh.
That sounds like a party game to me.
Okay. We could do that on stream.
I'm not so sure. So
because we're talking about party games and we mentioned Mario Party, I see that you have this added to the list.
I was thinking, just because we're the Nintendads, I think we should give Mario games his own slot. We're talking 2D Mario games, 3D Mario games, any Mario game. My answer is still Super Mario World.
Just because I am a completionist, I have added the link to things so you can click on it and see what Google
64, says. Yeah, 64 is probably a close runner-up. Odyssey, also amazing. Yeah, Super Mario World is just like the peak of Mario for me. Even though everybody said Mario Wonder was going to take the spot of Super Mario World in people's hearts, but nah.
Now Mario World is still better than
Wonder.
Wonder.
Super Mario Maker 2 also very high up.
Yeah, but I have to agree with Tri Kingdom. I think Mario 64, if they would make a Mario 64 remake, I'm telling you, Nintendo would be shoveling in money.
I mean, they re-released it.
No.
In that collection that nobody can get, that they only sold for a limited amount of time.
They need to give it a full makeover.
Yeah. Oh, now we're to that topic that you moved.
Yes. All right. I kind of want to move it again, but we're going to do it. We are going to talk about cozy games. And I want to preface, there is a difference between cozy games and casual games. And I think that we should make 2 separate suggestions as far as the games for each genre. But I
actually agree with this.
I'd like to debate that, or at least have a conversation about it. So go ahead.
No, I agree. There are cozy games and there are casual games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're just different. There's a lot of crossover because cozy games tend to be more simplistic. But to me, cozy games are a vibe more than cozy. To me, a cozy game is more predicated on the vibe of the game than it is by any actual gameplay mechanics. So there.
Okay. Interesting. Cozy games is where my whole gameplay, story, graphics, mechanics goes out the window.
Sure, yeah.
If you've been listening to the Nintendads long enough, take a shot. There was an episode where we did mechanics, graphics, gameplay, and we debated which 3 was the most important in order to sell a game. It was probably the most debated topic that we've done on this genre, on this podcast. But cozy games is probably the one genre where that rule kind of gets thrown out.
Yeah, because it's a vibe. What is a vibe? It's a feeling. It's a feeling right here after warm soup. It's not story. It's not gameplay. It's not graphics. It transcends mediums.
So here's where I will define it. If I am standing in line outside of a store and I know I'm going to have to wait for more than 15 minutes and I need to play a game to distract myself to get through this line, I'm going to open up my phone and I'm going to play a casual game.
Tap, 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 tap. Yeah.
And that's where things like Angry Birds comes from.
Yeah, I think the example you have of Angry Birds versus Stardew Valley. Whoops.
Yeah.
Angry Birds versus Stardew Valley is a great example of casual versus
Now,
cozy.
I don't want to mince words when I say casual games and use them with mobile games.
Yeah, because mobile games is
a
coming
separate
up
genre in its
here
own.
in a second.
So I'm going to say casual games could be things like Castle Crashers.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Cozy games are going to be things like Stardew Valley.
Yes. I don't know that I have a casual game that I really like that isn't defined by being a mobile game, even though the mobile games that I like aren't necessarily casual games.
Yeah.
But my cozy game, probably the only cozy game, is Animal Crossing on the Switch.
Ooh.
That's my go-to.
That's a good. You know what? You give me an idea. I'm gonna grab my Switch. I want to. That is a good game.
That is my cozy game, for sure. Oh my god, it's 8:00.
Is it?
Yes. Oh no.
All right. Let's see here. I think right now a casual game for me would be Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Whoa. Oh man. Okay.
Right?
Okay. I'm listen.
There's
Separation. Look at you see how these two boxes are separated? If you're coming for him with torches and pitchforks, you just go straight to Florida. I do not endorse this message.
Don't go through.
100%.
I think casual game would fit like Pac-Man. Maybe
Tetris?
Tetris. Yeah.
And cozy is obviously Stardew Valley for you.
For me, it would be Stardew Valley, but there is a new game that's on the horizon. I sent it to you just recently. It's a medieval builder. It's a building game.
Oh, Tiny Grove.
Tiny Grove.
Tiny Grove looks really good.
That does look really good.
Looks cozy AF.
Tri Kingdom says private message me. I'll give you the address to go get him. You
okay, let's
so fast.
Let's wrap this up. Side scroller game, Streets of Rage 4. It's not even close.
Yeah. I agree.
TMNT holds a special place in my heart, but
I'll be honest with you, in the CorporalNosaj household, the best side scroller game that is played is Cuphead.
Ooh, okay. That's true. Oh my god, I just realized. Sports game, Windjammers 2.
Oh my gosh.
Windjammers 2 in sports game.
Of
course, that's up there.
Yep.
I don't know. What did I say were my sports games? Rocket League and Bomb Rush?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Wii Sports. Wii Sports, yeah.
Yeah, that was on the list. I just didn't say it.
Bum, 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 bum. I mean, Wii Sports has some of the best music.
Yeah, Cuphead for me for side scroller games.
Okay, that's a fair one. Mobile game.
The hot debated mobile games.
I don't know who's hotly debating mobile games.
Well, it's debated because this is where the casual comes in, right?
Sure. I mean, I think...
And we have argued how many times that this can also be this that's played like this, right? We have so many mobile games that are on the Switch right now. This is just a glorified mobile game player.
Sometimes it feels that way, especially when you go
digging through the eShop.
If you go look free game, if you compare free games on the Switch to free games on your iPhone, you're gonna see, unfortunately, a lot of the same titles. I mean, for me, it has to be Pokemon Go. Right? That is the pinnacle of mobile games. That is the best mobile game. It changed it changed the face of what mobile games could be, and it's just it's
Yeah.
it's everything
I
that a
am
mobile
still
game.
upset that they got rid of the Harry Potter Hogwarts.
Oh
mobile game.
yeah.
That
Yeah. Monster Hunter Now, also really good mobile
Yeah.
game. And once again, going back to what did I say before? Marvel Snap, also an
Marvel Snap.
incredible mobile game. But
Because I don't repeat anything, I would stick with either Pokemon Go, because I haven't said yet, but Plants vs. Zombies.
ooh, okay. Okay.
That's the best mobile game.
That's solid.
Now, I have arcade game as the last genre on here. You'll notice it's probably the only genre that it doesn't have a link, because
Oh, I hate the sub point you put here. It is such a sore subject with me.
Yep.
I'm ready to air my grievances about this. Yeah.
So I am going to let us answer the arcade version first. What is your favorite arcade genre game?
So when I go into an arcade, I almost always look for fighting games first. Like
Okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom, the old Street Fighter games, Third Strike, Alpha, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Street Fighter 2. Then I look for some of the other classic platformers like original Super Mario. But TMNT, X-Men arcade game is phenomenal.
So,
But if I think of an arcade game that is a pure arcade game, it has to be Robotron 2025.
wow. Okay.
2025, 2052. Hold on. It's been so long since I've actually seen it in... No, 2084.
Not even close.
Robotron 2084, I love. Rampage is also up there.
I don't think I've ever played a Robotron.
Robotron, it wasn't super popular. Not super popular. It was like the original twin stick shooter.
So
you could move in 4 directions and you could shoot in 8 directions.
When I think about arcade games, in my heart of hearts, I am thinking about things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a side scroller. But Tri Kingdom has my answer. Asteroids and Defender are the 2 arcade games.
Asteroids. Yeah.
Are the 2 arcade. Now Joist is up there simply because Joist was
Joust?
I'm sorry.
Joust. You've been doing house projects too much. Joust is also amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna throw a curveball at you.
Okay.
Because it's a category we didn't have on here that I think you said also not listed. If there's one arcade game that I have dumped the most amount of quarters into, it's Dance Dance Revolution. Ooh. There was a dark period of my life in high school where I was very upset of a breakup, and I filled my empty heart with little arrows at the arcade by playing Dance Dance Revolution.
I had it in my head, but I must not have written it down. Rhythm games. I'm gonna have
Yes, you said you have a note that says also not listed as rhythm games.
Yes, that's it. Yes, rhythm games. Oh my gosh, rhythm games truly deserves to be on this list.
Yes, it was an emo phase, Tri Kingdom, for sure. I was in all black playing DDR, and it was not a pretty sight.
I am going to add rhythm games to this, just so that we can talk about it. Rhythm games, it was his emo phase. Holy Christ.
Yo, I was mean at DDR, though.
Yeah, you were.
DDR Max 2, I could do some games without looking at the screen.
I have to let you know, Presto's emo phase had longer hair than you do.
Hold on, it doesn't quite... I need a haircut. I can't quite get it. It needs to have that angle.
He could pull off Seppi.
But my hair was long before then.
Yeah, that's true. But still, it was long.
Also, before we dive into rhythm games, modern day arcade games are being overrun with crappy mobile games that have been ported to the arcade that are designed to take your money. I mean, arcade games are kind of always designed to take your money.
Yes.
But like Jumpy Frog or Leapy Frog or Crossy Road or...
Yep.
I hate that crap.
If you
I
go
hate
into
it.
Dave and Buster's nowadays, it's not arcade games. It is mobile games put into giant pinball and giant cabinets.
Yeah, no, pinball's also classic. I would put pinball, but I'm too terrible at pinball to actually like it.
Lady Sage loves pinball.
My son loves pinball, and he's much better at it than I am.
But yeah.
Oh, Pitfall.
I apologize. We did blow past this. Mobile games have taken over arcades. 100%.
Like, you have it on your phone. You don't need like a giant 6-foot screen to play it on.
McDonald's is here in town, and it's 3 levels. On the top floor is their McDonald's arcade. You go in the elevator and you hit level 3, and it says McDonald's arcade. You go to the arcade, and it's basically just giant cell phones all over the place. Like, it's ridiculous.
That's like everything wrong with society in one building. Give me a play place. Give me a play place. Oh shit, skee ball.
Skee ball is probably the only thing that's at the McDonald's. You're right. I apologize. It's not all cell phones.
Skee ball is also underrated. I mean, maybe it's not underrated. It's probably appropriately because everybody loves skee ball. Give me your favorite rhythm game, and let's bring this episode to a close.
The only rhythm game that deserves to be mentioned, because it was the best rhythm game that has ever created, is Guitar Hero.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Rock Band.
Oh, no. See, that's where
I agree Guitar Hero is better than Rock Band, but for some reason I thought you were going to say Rock Band.
No, it's Guitar Hero.
Okay. Yeah, Guitar Hero. Almost as good as DDR, but yeah, Guitar Hero.
Beat Saber. Ooh.
Ooh.
Beat Saber. Oh, Tri Kingdom.
Oh no, VR games.
Oh my.
VR games we didn't put in here. Shit. This episode's never going to end. There's new genres being created every moment. Beat Saber, okay. VR games, I will say Dungeons of Eternity is probably the best.
I'm going to put Guitar Hero in rhythm games simply so that I could put Beat Saber in the VR list. But
yeah,
I will say, if you haven't played Half-Life Alyx in VR, great game.
Yeah.
Great.
I've seen good things.
And I will agree with Presto, Dungeons of Eternity.
Very good. I played it again recently, and they've added so much new stuff, and they've added difficulty sliders, which you are not as good at that game as you think you are until you start turning up the difficulty and you punch a hole in the wall.
I would love to sit down and replay that game. And
you can't play the game sitting down. I hate to break it to you.
I understand, but Demio in that game is a game.
Oh shit! Oh no, Demio is over. Well, because Demio is a good game that is in VR, but Demio and Dungeons of Eternity, it's a tie. It's a dead heat. Demio is amazing though. Demio is definitely higher quality.
Yeah, Demio
for
is
sure.
Phenomenal.
Demio is phenomenal.
I think that's everything?
That's everything. What's the side question of the day?
Hold on.
Half-Life is everything.
Okay, there we go. So the side question of the day is, what game from this list got better the second time you played it, as much time has passed? Because there's a lot of games here that were nostalgia for us.
Yeah.
Which one of these games have you gone back and replayed? I would argue, which game, playing the second time years later, you realized how horrible it was? Which game you realized was still GOAT?
GoldenEye realized how horrible it was.
Yeah.
When I went to go replay it. I would say that the game that I enjoyed the most on my second playthrough, like I went back to it and I enjoyed it even more the second time, is probably Cyberpunk.
Okay. Try Kingdom, Last of Us 1, phenomenal game, and I agree. Playing it the second time, great. I still get the itch for Banjo, and I can still find nuances that are in that game, like the developers. I'm not.
You know what? I'm very surprised didn't make any of your games is Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong.
But like, where would it fit?
Yeah.
Where it's not trumped by something else, you know?
Donkey Kong 64 is a phenomenal game. They need to remake that game. Saying.
Donkey Kong. So if you Google was Donkey Kong 64 good, you're gonna get a army of people saying it was good at the time, but if you go back and look at it, it was absolutely horrible. And I don't agree with that, but that is like a very commonly held opinion, is that Donkey Kong 64 was trash and everybody just liked it because it did what it did really early on or first.
I
don't agree with that either.
I don't
but,
see.
Yeah.
If you have sat through our entire 1 hour and 46 minutes of us talking about this, you're going to recognize that we are clearly running out of episode topics. It's kind of like talking about pizza. Everything is just cheesy at this point.
Oh no, you snuck it in there, and it hurts extra because I haven't eaten dinner yet and I'm starving. Hungry hippos. We should have included board games on this, but it's too late. Sorry, folks, we're out of time. We'll see you on the next episode, which will be next week because we are
behind.
We are full sprint towards episode 100. We are going to make it in the next 2 weeks. We're going to do episode 100.
I'll be honest with you, I really liked this topic.
This was really fun. This was really fun.
It was just long.
I think that's why all the episodes that we've done where we're like, that episode was so fun to talk about, are always the longest episodes because we get sidetracked to all hell. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, Fate. Thank you, Tri Kingdom. Thank you, Villa. Thank you, everybody who sat through this roller coaster with us. Spooky, yeah.
Appreciate you all. Like us, follow us, join us.
Oh no, Tatted Baker! I just saw you on TikTok. I'm sorry, TikTok chat does not. She was here. Now she's gone. I'm sorry.
Horrible.
Your chocolates were the best.
For those of you who are curious, our next episode will be the Possessed Games episode, talking about spooky, scary games.
It's gonna be real spooky.
And then our 100th episode comes on the 25th, where we'll have a celebration of the Nintendads 5-year anniversary.
Woo!
So stay tuned.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We love you.
Thank you.